But all right, Gilbert, let's get on to other pressing matters. Again, we appreciate you guys so much for jumping on here and hanging out with us on Monday.
Where's our logo? There you go.
Yeah, it's back. Gilbert, this game, man, it had everything. And I know it has some people on Twitter pissed off, but Philadelphia and Buffalo, 37-34 overtime win. Jalen Hurts, 18-31, 203 touchdowns. He had 14 carries, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, 29-51, 339, 2 touchdowns. He also had 9 carries for 81 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Gilbert, is it time to put Jalen Hurts in the MVP consideration?
Yeah, after that epic performance against the Bills where he beat out or outdueled Josh Allen, yeah, definitely. And they're 10-1 too. That's the biggest thing I think, Fernando. When a quarterback is on the most winning, the team with the most wins, there you go. They usually get the MVP. And I know people. I saw a lot of comparisons, like graphic charts between like, Purdy or other quarterbacks and how they're better than Hurts. But Hurts is leading the charge for the 10-1 Eagles. So I got no problem with that right now with Jalen Hurts. And I'll say this about the Eagles, and we've been saying this every single week, Fernando. Like they still haven't showed us their best, and they keep finding ways to win. Like Jake Elliott making a 59-yard field goal in the rain with so much pressure on the line. Like I was talking to Tyler Dragon in the press box. We all said it's a miss.
Paint the scene in the press box.
Where everybody just kind of like, oh crap, he made
Everybody
it.
was watching.
We were all expecting a missed kick there for Jake Elliott, and it kind of just tells you some teams. I think the broadcast was like, "Oh, you have the winning DNA," and I'm like, some teams it's kind of cheesy. They do have, they just find a way to win. Unfortunately, the Chargers don't. Sorry to say that, but the Eagles, no matter how like dire situation is, they just find a way. No matter if they have like a fumble from Hurts or whatever, besides the Super Bowl, they find a way to win the game there. But to go and beat the Chiefs and the Bills in the same week, Monday Night Football, and then end it with that epic thriller and overtime thriller, Fernando, it says a lot about these Eagles, man. And I think we're going to talk about the 49ers in a bit. And I know you feel some type of way about the 49ers, but I think you were saying that, you know what, no matter how well the other team is playing, the Eagles are going to find a way to win, and I'm with you with that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Jorge, your question about Harbaugh, we will get to it when we switch over to the 49ers. I will answer that one. So, Jorge, just sit tight and I will. Morgan says, I wish that more would call the plays of the Eagles. Hurts has to be the MVP. By the way, have you seen all the trash talking on Nick Sirianni this week that he acts childish and that they don't like the way
I love what he's doing. I love the way that Chiefs fans.
You know what's crazy? I loved last year they're playing the national anthem, and he used to be a wide receivers coach for the Chargers. He used to be like you're talking about making your way all the way up and coaching in a Super Bowl. Like the way the tears roll down his eyes. I mean, I'm the one calling people soft, this, that, whatever. I thought that was a great moment for him, and that just showed the level of getting up there. I like that he's brash. I like that he talks crap. I like all that stuff. So I definitely am.
He went over to the Bills locker room to go shake Sean McDermott's hand because he couldn't find them after. That tells you the type of man he is.
Yeah, no, and it's just because I remember after the Chiefs game, he's like, "Where's all that noise at?" or something like that. So I definitely,
man, they're ruthless, man. Like on the sideline, so you could dish it back too. Why not?
Well, somebody was saying that they were talking that somebody was like opposing fans were talking crap and that they were jawing back and forth and everything. So yeah, no, I completely see how it is. I mean, people like to talk crap, but then like when you get crap talked back at you, it's like, oh, okay, no, relax. No, you're gonna talk crap back. So, Morgan, I kind of feel like this too, that the Eagles kind of have a little something. But going back to your comment about the way Moore calls, that's Nick Sirianni and just the way he's kind of set the culture there with the Eagles. That's why I tell people their first press conference, don't go off of that stuff. Like I remember the media was crapping on Sirianni, and now they found out, like, yeah, he was the one that obviously on the Pat McAfee show that make fun of him. They got that dog in them, and they do stuff like that. But Nick Sirianni, like, he knows his stuff. Look at Shane. He brought in Shane Steichen. He gives up play calling duties to him. They go to the Super Bowl. Now Shane Steichen has the Colts rolling. I think right now they're in the playoff picture.
Number 7.
And he doesn't even have AR5, Gilbert's boy. He has Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
That defense is doing well. The offense is moving the football. Michael Pittman Jr. from USC is now a number one receiver for them. So it's just one of those. um, and I just think that yeah, 100% right here. Yeah, Steichen is proof that coaching matters. It does, and that's the thing. I remember when Steichen was here, and again, this is just what I remember seeing from Charger fans. They were not happy with him. They weren't happy with some of the stuff that he was doing. But it's like if you gave him a little, but they were efficient. The offense was efficient. They were scoring points like crazy. They were moving the football. They were doing a lot of good. And yeah, Steichen may not be everybody's cup of tea, but the guy gets stuff done.
Even his Herbert's rookie year, when they were rolling with him offensively, they were giving all the credit to Pep Hamilton, not Shane Steichen. I'm like, what are we doing here? This guy's the one that's calling the plays.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you could tell that Steichen, we talked to him at the Super Bowl last year, and he said, he's like, man, I love Jay Herbert. I loved coaching him. He's and look at who he's had his stamp on now. Justin Herbert. Then you go to Jalen Hurts, and now you're kind of hoping that
he had Richardson ready to go. He just can't say healthy.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. Oh, dude, Tyron Johnson. That's the guy that everybody loved. Charger fans adored and loved. But yeah, no.
That's a Steichen credit, right, for the way he played. And
I'm
trying to remember the year. Yeah,
he went over to the Raiders, and he wasn't the same player. Now I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. So I think
there's another Tyron Johnson with the Bills. Might be a different name. I forget.
Maybe. But yeah, and I understand. I mean, some people were saying that the officiating was terrible in this game, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I just don't know if Sean McDermott's the guy. I mean, if I was Buffalo, like I've heard some people say run it back. I wouldn't. I would go find a coach that could dial up stuff for my quarterback, so my quarterback can limit the turnover. Somebody who can bring him back down to, because that turnover yesterday on their side of the football field, that was inexcusable.
You know what was annoying
like
for that, though?
Happening. Go ahead.
When they got the Jake Elliott field goal, they had 20 seconds of Bills to do something, and they just sit on the ball and say, all right, let's go to overtime. Aren't you the same freaking team that lost to the Chiefs in 13 seconds? Like,
I think Allen is 0-6 in overtime games.
Like what are we doing? You had a chance to end the game with the ball in your hands. Everybody complaining about the coin flip and trying to change the rules. You had
that 20 Chargers Bills game is going to go into overtime.
And then maybe may has to be the one win.
And in a tie.
For a second, I thought Bills Eagles going to end in a tie. I'm like, I hate ties. One of the things I hate the most about the NFL is ties. Get rid of them. But yeah, I hated that too, Fernando. Like the 20 seconds there, I'm like, you just lost to the Broncos and on a last second weird flag. Like, just throw the ball up. You never know. Like, throw the ball and maybe it'd be like get you in field goal range and then get a DPI. Like, do something. So I'm tired of these Bills, man. But
what I'm tired.
They're frustrating though, Fernando. They're really talented, but they don't win their games.
You know what I'm tired of? The narrative around Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert, just because they don't show emotion like every 10 seconds. Like they were like, I saw some people crapping on Jalen Hurts. So like, here he is when Jake Elliott hit the 59-yard field goal, and he's just sitting there, and I'm kind of like, I mean, and I'm not trying to compare him at all. Remember what Kobe said in that press conference: the job's not finished. That's where Jalen Hurts has sat there and watched the opposing team celebrate a Super Bowl, and he got to stand there and he watched them celebrate, and the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. He is hungry. Like, he's in it. If emotion mattered that much, Baker Mayfield would be an all-pro.
I think your boy Baker's Tampa Bay.
That's Sean McVay's boy. But the Falcons are crazy. I don't understand that whole division at all. But what I was gonna say is Jalen Hurts is hungry, and that's why he has that poker face, because I think he's getting ready to only celebrate once this season. He wants to celebrate in Las Vegas. Obviously at the Super Bowl, not in Vegas at casinos or anything. I just mean,
I don't even think he parties, bro. He's so dedicated to football.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying, is that he is not going to celebrate anything until he's hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. So, I mean, I think that's the mentality that the whole Eagles team has. Remember, a couple of years ago, they put dog masks, and they were like, we're canines, we're dogs, we're coming for this. And I think they're really hungry for that Super Bowl. I know Doug Peterson got them there. But I think this is kind of their shot to go. But now you ask Gilbert, what's up with the Bills?
I don't know, man, because like when I kind of was making a joke when I wrote about this game. I was like, they gave us a Super Bowl preview. It's just the one problem: the Bills might even make the playoffs. So what am I doing here? So I guess the point is
Yeah.
like they have a high potential, man, and like even if their defense is thin, yeah, they make a couple turnovers, but like if they make the playoffs, Fernando, they're gonna scare the crap out of any team they play. The Ravens, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, whatever team it is, they're gonna push it to the end. They might screw it up at the end in overtime, or they might screw it up with a turnover or whatever it is, or Sean McDermott calls the wrong play or whatever, or has 12 men on the field. I could keep going on and on, Fernando, or bad DPI, but they're gonna scare the crap out of a team where, hey, maybe like somebody actually I read a comment. Somebody said they're kind of like the Packers when the Aaron Rodgers days were like they always
Yeah.
kind of found a way to get in, and they were terrible rosters, but people were always picking them because they had Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying Allen is that type of quarterback, but they kind of have that fear in teams like, okay, we got to watch out for that team. But they're not. I don't know if they're gonna make it for them because I think after the bye week they play. I think I saw the Chiefs. They play the Dolphins, and there's somebody else they play. It's gonna be difficult. The Cowboys too. So
Yeah.
you need to beat these teams, and then you're asking for meltdowns from the Texans, the Broncos, the Colts, the Steelers, the Browns. All these
What?
teams you're trying to play catch up with. Do you think it's gonna break the Bills' way? I don't see it.
At Chiefs, Bills come there. At Chargers, Patriots come there, and then finish at Dolphins. Gilbert, even that Chargers game is going to be hard. Let's be
Yeah,
honest. The Chargers play everybody
yeah.
tough.
They,
So
they might go
even
three
that
and
game,
three, and that's not enough. I feel like
that's a 9
9-8.
and 8
Yeah,
season. No, they're 6-6.
yeah. So it'd be, yeah. So they have 5 more games then because they have the bye week. I forget. So
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Maybe
So
they go 3-2 or
3-2.
something. Is that enough? I don't know.
No, no, I don't
Because
think
the
so.
Colts, the Broncos, and the Texans all have easier schedules. I know the Browns and the Steelers are iffy because they don't have a quarterback. They find ways to win games.
No, I completely agree.